wants to see everyone smile. Especially you.
Uraraka.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny, this is my beautiful wife Montana, and this is Rue.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 6, Episode 24 of My Hero Academia, A Young Woman's Declaration. Who is the young woman and what are we declaring? I feel bad for Deku. He already really didn't want to come back and put people in danger. And so now for him to finally come back and everyone there to be like, you're a threat.
You need to leave!
And you're making all of us unsafe. That's the last thing he needs to hear right now.
If you're excited for this episode of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see the rest of Season 6 and a few episodes of Season 7 right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms along with the other shows we're watching. Are we excited for the penultimate episode of Season 6 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
If Deku returns, everyone taking shelter here will be in danger.
I'll figure out a way to make them understand.
Did you?
When
All
we were
right.
preparing for the
You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
last school festival, we reinforced the UA barrier.
I remember that line when we rewatched. I was like,
so this
you
is
did
our
not
chance to
Are
test
you
it out.
convince them.
absolutely certain about
Don't
that?
forget, All Might grew up in this school too, and we survived. Go ahead, students. Bring your classmate back.
Principal Nezu, you mentioned that the UA barrier was upgraded. Will you elaborate? We're here because we understand
Nope.
Midoriya's concerns and why he left us. If campus defenses are strong, that might help us convince him to come back. We need evidence that his return won't bring harm to anyone at the school. That's why, initially, we were just planning to fight with him in the streets.
I didn't suggest he come back out of pity. Practically speaking, Midoriya is an invaluable asset in our fight against the League. We want to keep him safe, which means we should protect him in a state-of-the-art facility. Luckily, UA was able to buy the country's latest security tech on the cheap. In fact, our defense systems are comparable to what you might find at Tartarus.
which is
Sounds
crazy.
impressive, sir. But those systems were no match against Shigaraki's forces.
Yeah.
Correct.
How did that
However,
go last time?
since UA was infiltrated last year, I've stayed focused on the threat Shigaraki poses. So when it was time to reinforce the barrier, I went ahead and added my own personal improvements to the plans.
Our school's better protected than a prison?
It caused quite a stir. Let me be blunt. The army of Vins were trying to invade UA at this very moment. No harm would come to the evacuees or the students. Frankly, the attackers wouldn't stand a chance. You see, the UA barrier is more than a stationary
Even
defensive
all for
wall.
one?
This whole campus can move. The grounds have been divided into a grid, every part of which is independently mobile. In the event of an emergency, sections can be lowered to become an underground shelter. These shelters are then able to move along
That's
various
crazy.
paths, all powered by the magic of science.
That's some mecha anime tech!
Of
That
course, if the
literally-
system
yeah.
were to break down and
It's
hit
looking
the
like
landing-
Code Geass.
Yeah.
I forgot
That's
about
some
this.
mecha anime tech!
Of course, if the system were to
Couldn't
break
have said
down,
it better
careful
myself.
planning will have been for nothing. Which is why there are also 3,000 layers of reinforced plates underground. If we detect anything abnormal, the interception system activates. This unlocks the supports so the defensive plates can move as needed. As such, we can delay any especially troublesome attacks. In the meantime, the shelters would travel along safe routes, eventually stopping at another secure stronghold. Shigetsu, for example, recently bolstered their defenses. There will be
When
no
did they
more
make
imposters
this?
for them. And of
Yeah.
course,
Just classica.
there are other similar hero high schools out there too.
Shiketsu? But their campus is so far away!
UA in the east, Shiketsu in the west. Alright, Shiketsu, those guys.
If I'm not mistaken, these plans have Shigaraki's upgraded quirk in mind. But at the time of the school festival, we didn't know that Decay was going to become supercharged.
You're right, I had no real evidence. Just a gut feeling. That's why I paid for the extra measures myself.
And what
Remember
did
how
that set
smart
you
the
back,
principal
a few
is.
$100 million?
If you weren't aware, the principal supports quirk morality education. His passion is recognized globally. His contributions in this crisis have been vital.
Ignorance. Intolerance. Some people refuse to take that extra step to try and understand others. Many even group together and act out of fear. This prevents progress. Putting in the work is the more difficult path. Anyway, it would be
True.
both logical
Very wise.
and beneficial for Midoriya to come back. You kids get out there and give it your all.
No way! Send him somewhere else! You're out of your
Oh,
mind!
his poor face.
Leave! Wasn't UA supposed to guarantee our safety and peace of mind?
Don't let him in!
Send him away! If he's got multiple quirks, he's a Nomu!
Izuku! No, it's too dangerous!
You're scaring me! If you want to fight, do it somewhere else!
Coda.
Stop. No, oh god.
The principal couldn't convince them?
At first, there were people who acted as though they understood the situation we're in. But speculation leads to unease, and it can be difficult for reason to overcome fear and rumors.
Dial back the volume, will ya?
Says President Mike.
Teachers, they came here because of me. Perhaps I can sway them.
You got it, Genie.
Yes, Genist! The only reason we
Genie.
came here is because we believed what you said!
Yes, and I stand by that sentiment. As the principal explained, this is the safest place for you to be. Your lives are the priority. In order to prevent further violence, our plan was to use Izuku Midoriya as bait to find the villains. Unfortunately, our search was fruitless. We have little to show for it. While the boy is a target of the villains, he is also our most valuable asset. To allow him to wear himself down any more could prove fatal. This may not be ideal, but we're doing the best we can. We understand some among you feel anxious about this, but we hope you'll let him rest here in this stronghold. If we want him to fight for our futures, we need him to be healthy and strong.
Hold on, I just put something together in my brain. Endeavor in plain clothes to not like show himself so that people don't roast him, I guess. But
Right, yeah, because the face doesn't give it away.
yeah, I've just never seen him in plain clothes.
We hope
He's in his Perry the Platypus garb.
Wait, are you kidding me? You know how things got this bad? You losers failed and turned Japan into a lawless country. And now that you've screwed everything up, you want us to pay the price for it. That's what you're asking, right? What the hell is that about? Yeah, he's right! Keep him out! And you call yourselves heroes? You call yourselves heroes? My baby! Give us a break! We just want to be able to live in peace! It's no good. We just want to stay.
If we don't do something,
Oh no.
this crowd will turn into a mob!
Having the heroes shutting down the mob being upset about heroes is not gonna make them more pro-hero.
That's
our girl! Izuku Midoriya has a very important power!
so what? That just makes him even more dangerous. He'll get us all killed because
Is that
he
an
wants to
All
take
Might
a nap.
shirt?
Wrong! He left UA because he didn't want to cause trouble for anybody! We're the ones who made him come back!
What is she doing?
His ability is special! A power created to beat All for One! That's why the villains are after him! Why he's been fighting this whole time! And he's been doing it alone! He left to protect every one of us! But I want you to look at him now! He wants to change our situation more than anybody! And he's put himself in harm's way to do it! Do you see what that's done to him?
Oh, it's just tattered.
Can't you see? He looks horrible.
That doesn't mean they're a special person!
Leave her to me. You can go now. I've got this.
That hero. He's the one who rescued me.
There's a fancy system in place to protect these idiots. And still, they're scared out of their minds. But don't worry, we'll clean up any messes you can't handle.
Putting in the work is the more difficult path. But it's worth it. Once someone is able to take that extra step forward, it will clear a path for the person who will become the best hero we've known. One who surpasses even All Might.
Wow. A lot of expectations.
Yeah.
I've always liked to see people happy. Growing up, my
Tiny
parents looked so
Uraraka.
worried, though. It made me feel worried, too. The first time I saw someone doing hero work, I couldn't help but watch the faces of those around me. It was amazing to see everyone overcome with joy.
Look at him.
Poor kid. He must have kept fighting. That boy went out of his way to save me, then ran off to help others.
We looked at him. Happy now? Let me guess. You want us to get beat up like that too? You want to see us broken down and covered in mud?
The heroes are the ones who are getting dirty! They're the people who have to wash away the stain!
The stain.
Ah.
Ah.
You get it, right? She's up there fighting. For all of us. She wants to see everyone smile. Especially you.
Uraraka.
I wish I could reassure everybody here, but I can't, and I'm sorry about that. Really, I am. The truth is, we're all scared. We're just like you. We care about our friends and neighbors, too. Watching him trying to save people so desperately got me thinking. When a hero is in pain, when heroes are suffering, the ones who will protect them are...
OCHACO, you're missing it. The hero is over there.
Hey! Heel boy! You're the best!
Thank you!
That was one that got killed by twice before he died. I'll say,
People
but
who will protect them
Thank you for that.
are the ones they fight for. So please, lend him your support! Help him fight for us! Search your hearts! Will you allow him to rest at your side? Will you give him time to prepare for his battle to protect you? Izuku Midoriya is carrying the burden of his power and trying to keep us safe. But he still has a lot to learn. He's just a kid!
Yeah, but
I'm begging you! Liyue! Continue to be his hero academy!
he's got a lot of emotion.
Yeah. He needs to let it out.
The name dropping.
Yeah.
A single step is all it takes to start down a new path.
Come back!
So, which
Stop.
character did you pick out?
No! It's gotta be
The
them.
Deku shoes.
The red ones!
This is the story of how I became the world's greatest hero. Sure.
Deku
But not
and
just me.
Stop.
Coda running
It's
to
the
him.
story of how we all became the greatest of heroes.
Oh,
Wow. Very sweet.
man.
Uh,
strong argument there, but
can everyone just be normal?
Can everybody
please
be nice to Deku?
Be nice.
You just want to pick him up like
God.
Apologize to him.
Yeah.
He's a dirty rat boy
Everyone let
right
him
now.
go home. God.
Midoriya, we can't just sit here.
It shouldn't be us this time. You've got this, Uraraka.
Oh.
Mr. Deku, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I was too afraid to say anything before. I'm sorry. But that girl was trying so hard to get everyone to let you stay. And I knew I had to do something because I want to be like you. And that's why I'm here. So you don't have to cry anymore. Everything will be okay.
Oh, he said what he said to him.
Okay. It'll all be okay.
Well, Koda.
I take it you're a UA student?
Yes.
A bunch of the shelters turned me away. They said they weren't letting any heteromorphs inside. UA was the only refuge that would welcome me. But you know, I got to see you again, so I'm happy. Thanks for what you did back then, crybaby hero.
Maybe before we start getting hysterical, we listen to what the young hero has to say. He just wants to rest. It's not like he's planning to stay here permanently. The city's short on resources and pros. So where else can he recover safely? Don't you think he deserves a break? That's what you teachers were trying to explain, right?
Yes. Can't he go to Shiketsu? They've got a secure campus too.
He could, but the same thing would probably happen to him there.
To be honest, I've had to face some hard truths lately. Before things got bad, I felt like the pros were just performers on a stage. We watched an extraordinary man named Almighty.
It does sound remarkably
really
like
does.
him.
Like the way he
Before
talks
things got
too.
bad,
Yeah.
I felt like the pros were just performers on a stage.
Guest role.
We watched an extraordinary man named All Might show us what a hero really was. We applauded him and wanted to be him. And somewhere along the way, we forgot that he was a person. But the stage has been destroyed. The script was thrown out. There's no more money or fame for the pros, and plenty of them have called it quits. Given all that, you gotta wonder why the rest of them still bother fighting for us. If we reject those who are trying to help us even now, what do we have worth saving? How can we expect to get our lives back? I know this is tough, but come on. We can't keep acting like a bunch of spectators.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
Like you're wearing an All Might shirt, dude.
Yeah.
Lots of rumors about a young man in rags who could use multiple quirks. Some said he was working with the villains, and some said he was a true hero. So tell us, if you get some rest here, will you win? Will things go back to the way they were before?
Big ask.
I'll make sure of it. Because I have my friends beside me.
Oh.
And together, we'll make things right.
Oh, I just realized something.
What?
Principal Nezu kept saying all it takes is one step to start on a new path. And what do they show as the last thing for this guy?
One step.
They show him taking one single step.
Nice.
Like very intentionally,
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But wow, we'll discuss that in a little bit.
Rally's speech. I'm guessing you heard it. You should go on inside. Things are settling down. For the moment, at least. the end, our actions made Deku suffer even more, didn't they? We've made no headway. We should have sent him here from the beginning.
No, I think what we're seeing right now is big progress. One for All is a crystallization of power that can link people together. It connects hearts. It bound All Might to Midoriya. And Class A planted their feet at his side. And now, Uravity has pulled the citizens into the mix.
One for all.
Take a sec to look around. If these people can unite,
one goal,
think about others
for
instead
everyone.
of themselves, we might just see a bright future where everybody has a smile on their face, and heroes really do have too much time on their hands.
Hey, Dad. We're in this together.
Yes.
I couldn't make them see. But then, your kids got them to open their eyes. Aizawa.
They sure did. Tell the class rep he's done a good job.
How's the leg?
I won't be out jumping Mirko anytime soon.
What about Kurogiri?
Well, no one was.
To him every day.
Kurogiri.
Okay.
There's been no change.
After he responded to you and Mike calling out to him, I was hoping we'd see some improvement. That's why he was secretly transported to Central Hospital for restoration research. Mirko crushed the Nomu with his quirk in the lab. But if you hadn't been able to break through to Shirakumo at least a little bit, we wouldn't have any strongholds today. It's not much, but we were able to spin a thread of hope that helped us turn the tables.
That was pretty big time.
Yeah.
Yes, we figured out the amount of blood she needs to ingest and the duration of her transformations. That's why evacuees can only enter campus after a period of isolation.
So smart.
UA is our stronghold. It's time for our next move.
Yes, it is.
Where are you headed?
To check on those hero-hating groups. They still refuse to take shelter with us. I can try to stop you, but I know your mind is made up. Well, even if you don't want my help, I won't let you do this alone, understand?
That's why you don't have to worry.
Left all my this food.
Oh, no. Stain.
Yep.
All right, so the second we get Raggedy Deku off the streets, now we have Stain back. Perfect.
And Stain saw All Might in the car.
Perfect.
What's this?
Oh my
You come
goodness.
To blaspheme against a great hero. I think not, heretic.
The hero killer. Hello, Stain.
That's where we're left for this episode. What are your thoughts before we jump into our discussion?
Wow, great episode.
But they're letting him in.
And thank goodness for that.
Hey,
because
you're the one who was part of the don't let him in crowd last episode when we were discussing.
Okay, I can...
Just saying, you weren't going to let him in. That's why I made a point to point that out, because I knew they were going to let him in.
Uh-huh. I can be glad that they did something that, like, was statistically maybe not the wisest.
You also didn't know about the way the
also
security system works, which is a little helpful.
Exactly.
He'll keep giving me that look. I'm not the one who said he shouldn't stay. I thought he should have stayed the whole time.
Yeah, everyone, I think we should kick out Deku.
That's what you said. You said, I think he should go. He should go somewhere else. So you think he shouldn't stay?
No.
Wow.
I think they're going to have to find another place with a very different vibe than you're implying.
I'm not implying anything. I'm saying if he was allowed to go in or out, you voted out, which is a fact. But anyway,
okay.
He's in now.
And I'm glad that they didn't do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that is where we were left for episode 23 of season 6. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you want to see episodes every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, stick around for our review section coming right after this. Also, check out the Patreon linked in the description below if you want to see these episodes early in their extended full-length forms, including the rest of season 6 and a few episodes of season 7, which I have not seen any of. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions we answer after every episode we watch and support us as creators, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1, and I think this one's going to hit close to home. Tiger Claw asks, do you think the people now living at UA are justified for not wanting Deku to be there?
I mean, I think the fear is valid. The idea that there's this one super powerful villain and his target is pretty obvious. It makes sense to not want to be near that target. But given the whole situation and knowing how much improvement and reinforcement has been done, especially with kind of all the heroes like basically co-signing this idea that like if it's not Deku, we're all screwed, so we might as well rally behind him kind of thing. So yeah, I think they're valid in the initial fear, but I think the correct choice is to let him stay.
All right, let's go to our second question. Question 2. HBomb24 asks, after so publicly and passionately pleading with the masses that Deku be allowed to stay at UA, what are your thoughts on OCHACO's merit as a hero this episode? Also, how do you think her and Deku's relationship will change after such a proclamation?
That was so sweet. I mean, that it's interesting because she was like doing something heroic, right? Of like going up and giving that speech in front of everyone. And she did use her power, like she floated in order to get like a good vantage point, but none of what she did was actually like power related. It was just her connecting with people and expressing to them what she knows to be true about Deku, and just seeing him sob while she was saying all this nice stuff about him. It was just so obvious that he needed to hear it. And she wasn't lying, you know?
Yeah, she was pointing out that sometimes, like, who protects the heroes, it's the people that they save.
Exactly.
And I think you needed to hear that.
100%. So I think they're going to be even closer after. I hope they are.
Do you ship them?
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah, I do. I think
they would be great together, but I'm also not like, I don't know, there are very few people where like, if I think they would be great together, but they both decide that they don't want that I'm like, like, no, like do whatever you want. I think they would be great together. I think they're great friends. They're great teammates.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
It feels like it was more intentional earlier in the show, and now I feel like it's been a bit. Like, I don't know if we'll see how it ends up with that, but I think they're definitely going to be closer. Yeah. And I haven't seen the follow-up conversation yet they've had, so yeah, maybe in season 7 we'll see. But let's go to our final question. Final question. Katsuki Bakugoat asks, what are your thoughts on the man with the head spike speech about how society had stopped viewing heroes as human beings?
Super, super interesting. I think very true.
Like they would just view them as like performers on a stage when things were good, and it was easy to support them, but like that also just eliminated their need to prepare to deal with if anything's other than good, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it's important for the public to recognize that the reason they felt so betrayed when things did start to go wrong is because the heroes had been doing such a good job for such a long time that they had just gotten completely used to it and completely taken it for granted. And that clearly being in a situation where you're risking your life and the people you're risking your life for are taking you for granted, that's not fun or something that's going to want to make people continue to risk their lives.
And if you continue to do that, you're going to have less people to protect you, and then eventually
you're less
never go back
safe,
to normal.
and then exactly. So I think it's a tough balance to strike, but I think kind of like, especially when like everything in recent memory has been pretty good, it's tough to kind of be okay with things not being as good, but to kind of reset and say, okay, yeah, they have crazy powers, but they're also humans. I'm hopeful that it was obviously something that was helpful to hear in that specific situation, but I think also just for like heroes and non-heroes existing in society together. I think it was an important thing to hear.
Yeah, and we'll see if the society takes that to heart and changes it up. But that's where we're left for the penultimate episode of Season 6. Are we excited for the finale of Season 6 and the last episode I have seen of My Hero Academia?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.